Hello Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your general love relationship reading for the first half of October. If this resonates with you, go ahead and like and subscribe. I would appreciate your support. I'm going to start on your side, then I have a side for your person, the situation, what's crossing the situation, the outcome, and some messages of advice. So let's go. Well, actually, before I get started, I just want to say that the energy is really interesting. It almost felt stuck when I was shuffling. The cards were not coming out very easily, which to me almost means that either the cards don't want to talk based on the energy because people are not being open and communicating. So perhaps that's what's going on with you and your person. But let's go ahead and get started with you. This is the general energy that is driving your whole side over here. So you have delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. Let's see. Look how beautiful that is. So we have red, we have orange, we have yellow, we have a little bit of pink right here. So the red, the orange, and the yellow symbolize our lower chakras. Our root chakra is the red, which grounds us. Our orange chakra, the orange represents our sacral chakra, and then the yellow represents our solar plexus chakra. So I feel like this is really kind of like a grounding, rooting type of energy. Go ahead. So the word delight literally means from the light. And light really is just a radiation that we can perceive with the human eye. Now, the feelings of joy and happiness and bliss all raise our vibrational frequency to a higher level. And when that happens, we emit a certain light. It brings a certain light to us, which in turn allows us to shine more light onto those around us. And really, light affects our awareness, our perception, which as a whole affects how we see reality. So I feel like this card is really talking about these feelings are raising your vibrational frequency, and it's allowing you to see things with a new perspective in your life, and you're able to kind of put that off onto other people as well, and it's affecting them as well. So I think this is really a beautiful card, and such a wonderful way to start off the reading. I will say some of the cards in here do not indicate a really smooth relationship at this point. So for this to be the central energy that's driving your part of the reading is a really good sign. This, hopefully it'll focus. There we go. This represents you. So I really think that what you're doing is you're kind of standing in your own light right now and not going to let someone else's darkness dim your light. So that's really a good energy. Then you have physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. I apologize if you hear my dogs barking. That is my neighbor's dog, which is probably going to set off my dogs right there. So physical touch, sorry about that. Physical touch, I mean, I love this deck. This is one of the most beautiful decks that I've that I own. I love the illustration and the artwork. I think what this really means is perhaps, Capricorn, perhaps what you need right now is a little bit of more of a physical connection with your person. We all have different love languages, physical touch being one of them. And perhaps that is your love language, and maybe that's what you need more of. Physical touch really connects us on a spiritual level as well. Think about it. When you are in a relationship with someone, or you have a connection with someone, there can be an emotional connection, there can be a spiritual connection, an intellectual connection, but without a physical connection, those other connections don't really make the relationship take off. So maybe this is what you need right now, or maybe this is what your person needs, but someone needs some physical touch. This could also indicate that there's a lot of passion and physical connection in this relationship, and there are a lot of wands and fire. There's a lot of fire energy over here, especially on your person's side. So perhaps there is a lot of physical passion, and maybe you need to take a step back from that and focus on some of the other components. You also have overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything, right? Yeah. This is one of my favorite decks as well. This really is finding another path, finding a solution for a problem. Sometimes we are on a certain path and we encounter some sort of obstacle that makes us veer off of that path and find a new one. Perhaps that path leads us to the same destination that we were originally going towards. Perhaps it leads us in a new direction, and it might be unexpected, and it might be something completely different than what we envisioned for ourselves, but in the end, it ended up being the best thing that could have happened. So what I get from this and from the rest of the cards here is there's some sort of obstacle with you and your person. It's hard to It's hard to understand exactly what that is. And this is a general reading, so it will be different for everyone. But I really do feel that you and your person are having to really work through some things here and find your light. Find the light at the end of the tunnel. Because you have the moon. Does the moon want to focus? There we go. So the moon can indicate your shadow self. It can also indicate hidden desires, secrets, more of kind of connecting with our wild, primal type of energy. But I really feel like this is more of shadow work that needs to be done, especially when it's following overcoming obstacles. This is followed by the Four of Wands. For me, this, as a reader, this is a twin flame connection. You have the 1111. It could be soulmate as well, but I feel like this is a divinely guided connection. This could also indicate some sort of celebration or reunion. It could be a higher level of commitment or marriage. This is known as one of the marriage cards in the deck. So interesting that you have the moon and then you have the Four of Wands. I almost feel like there's something that you know, or there's something deep down that you have not expressed about this connection, what you see, what you feel, what you think. But that needs to, I almost feel like by keeping that inside, you're just causing more distress for yourself. Because then you have the Eight of Swords, which is not focusing, but it's a card of feeling trapped, feeling stuck, which is interesting that this card came out, because I feel like during the shuffle, a lot of these cards, it took several minutes of shuffling for these cards to fly out for me. The Eight of Swords is almost like a self-imprisonment type of energy. Like in the original tarot deck, you see this woman, she is blindfolded, she is bound. There's this perception for her that she's trapped, that she has no way out. But if she were to just remove her blindfold and take a look around, she would see that she has a way out. She's just choosing not to see it. So it's almost as if you have this way of getting over this obstacle, of overcoming this burden, this whatever's holding you back in this relationship, or holding your person back in this connection. There's a way around it. It's not being acknowledged, or it's not being seen at this time. But then that's followed by the Death card. Here we go. This is a card of transformation. So I really do feel like something is going to be transforming here. Whether it's you, or your person, or both of you together, something definitely is coming to an end, and a new beginning is going to be coming in. So whatever this energy is, could be coming to an... The moon also indicates illusions. So perhaps you had an illusion about this connection. Perhaps you had an illusion about this connection that made you feel like you couldn't move forward, or that you felt trapped. And that you're going to be receiving clarity, and it's going to be coming to an end, and a new beginning is going to be happening. For your person, their energy is authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. Now, when we hear the word authority, we automatically think of control, leadership, someone who is dominant and takes charge. It could also be some more of the negative characteristics, which would be more of like a domineering type of overbearing. But what I really get from this and the other cards for your person is they are having an issue with control, whether it's controlling their emotions, controlling the situation, or just having control, or more like releasing the control and just allowing things to happen and unfold, and having faith that this is all divinely guided. That's really kind of the energy that I get here. Because then they have, you are limitless. You can do anything you choose. For me, this card is letting go of control so that you can reach that potential that's limitless. If you try to control too much, you limit yourself. You limit yourself to what it is that you are allowing in, what you're controlling to come in and affect you. But when you release that control and you are clearing out some of those behaviors that are limiting you, then you're opening yourself up for limitless good potential to come in to your life. And this can definitely be with love. Most definitely. That's followed by forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. And again, this is when you forgive, it's more about releasing something for yourself. Not so much about the other person. It definitely is about, other people. But really, what does forgiveness do more so for you than it does for the other people that you're forgiving? It gives you peace of mind. It allows you to release whatever energy you're holding on to so that you can make space for new fruitful things to come in. So perhaps something happens either in a past connection or in the past with this connection that your person needs to forgive, to let go of. This could be forgiveness for themselves as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be for you. Could be both. But these two cards together are about releasing something, letting go of something so something better can come in. I think your person is going to have an aha moment, because following that, they have navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. This card is about having faith and trust that whatever situation you are in, it is divinely guided. It is letting go of any preconceived notions that you have or expectations that you have for something and just letting things unfold naturally. Letting the star is the light that you look for in the darkness, right? It's almost like your person is coming out of some sort of darkness where they were trying to control everything out of like a fear-based, it feels fear-based. That's what happens when we try to control things. It's typically to limit the potential that we could get hurt by something. I hope that makes sense. But I feel like your person is realizing that they need to let go of some things, let go of control, and allow things to just, this is a divinely guided connection. I really believe that. You have the Four of Wands. Then you have the King of Wands. He is a leader. He is impulsive and spontaneous, very passionate, very creative, goes after what he wants, sometimes can be a little bit egotistical, but he's not very fear-based. He just kind of does what he wants without thinking about stuff like that. It's very impulsive energy. But he's followed by the Hermit. The Hermit is about introspection. It's about going inside and doing your shadow work, working on yourself, seeing what is no longer suiting you or serving you, and making a conscious effort to break that pattern of behavior, break that cycle. I kind of feel like your person likes to be in control and is realizing through this introspection that they need to release that. I mean, this is all over your person's side about control and authority and having to release that. But how does one realize the wrong of their ways? It's by, going inside. Then they have the Well. So after the Hermit, they have the Well. This is a beautiful card. In this deck in particular, the Ethereal Visions Tarot deck, the creator has added 2 more cards to the Major Arcana. And this one represents Gaia, which is our connection to Source. And sorry about my dogs. So I think it's interesting that she follows the Hermit. It's almost as if your person has done this introspection and they're realizing that this is guided by Source, divinely guided. She represents new beginnings, creativity. She is the birthplace of everything that is created. She is Source. After her, we have the Emperor. I would not be surprised if you are dealing with an Aries. Holy moly, the overall energy on your person's side, authority. King of Wands. He doesn't want to focus. King of Wands is not, there we go. And then the Emperor, oh my goodness, your person is probably a very controlling person. What I see this as, though, because we go from the King of Wands to the Hermit, to the Well, to the Emperor. Your person is transforming from the King of Wands to the Emperor. It's almost as if your person is stepping into their power. Now, keep in mind, this is not gender specific. These are just the energies of the cards. Every person on this planet has divine masculine and divine feminine energy within them. So this doesn't represent a specific gender. It's just the energy that your person is coming off as. But I believe that this introspection is causing growth in your person. They're going from this King of Wands who is impulsive and spontaneous and sometimes overbearing to a more mature leader. The Emperor, he rules everything, but in his authority, he can take a step back and allow things to happen, which gives that true authority. Right there, receptive, wise, and loving is when you step away from being too controlling and you allow things to happen and you just kind of guide them without controlling them. I really do see this as growth for your person, and maturity, which for them individually, which is going to in turn affect your relationship with them. It's going to have an impact on the connection that you have. This is really, really, really interesting. And then for your situation, you have the Four of Pentacles. This is a card of holding back, not wanting to let go. Again, when we hold back and we don't want to let go, it's so that we can control a certain outcome. And I feel like that is what is going on. And I really do think it's not so much you, Capricorn, and more so your person. And what's crossing the Four of Pentacles is the Strength card. This is a card of Leo, which is more fire energy. I really do think that you might be dealing with an Aries here, though, because the King of Wands and the Emperor. But this, again, is another fire energy. This is about taming yourself, about controlling yourself. So it's interesting, the Four of Pentacles, which is a card of holding back, and is crossed by the Strength card, which is about control. Someone needs to stop controlling so much. I feel like I'm a broken record. I'm so sorry, but that just, I mean, it's repeated over and over and over and over again. It's almost like, oh my gosh, just chill out, relax, let things happen, because this is what's coming in. You have the Six of Pentacles. This is your outcome, the Six of Pentacles, which to me is balance. You have the Libra scales, balance, it's reciprocity, it's equal give and take. And then the Seven of Pentacles, which is hard work, watching your hard work kind of blossom, watching the things that you've worked so hard for come to fruition. And the fact that both of these cards came out, the Six of Pentacles and then the Seven of Pentacles, for me indicates growth, progression. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful outcome here. Pentacles represent stability. Hold on, it's getting a little, it just got like really bright in this room. It represents stability, abundance, it's earthly possessions, but I think in this situation it represents stability and commitment. And again, you know, progression from the 6 to the 7. You guys are moving forward. So your 2 cards of advice, holy moly, your commitment is being tested. And I really do think that's what this is. You and your person are going through some sort of test right now. But I think you guys are going to come through it. You'll get through it. It's just a matter of being patient and allowing the divine to do its work. You both still have to work. This card does indicate that there is going to be work that has to be put into it. What do you need to release? Is the other one. What do you need to release, Capricorn's person? How about some control? Let go of the control and allow things to just happen. There's nothing worse than someone who tries to control every single thing and then it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like there's a natural progression. There we go. So these are your 2 cards. You need to release the control so that things can just kind of happen for you. And this is your test, is to release this control. And once you do that, this is what's coming in for you. Stability, reciprocity, give and take, balance. I thought this was a really, really good reading. I mean, at first it seemed a little like, oh my goodness, but if you stay within your own light, I think you're going to be just fine, Capricorn. I really do. If this resonated with you, go ahead and like and comment. I would appreciate any sort of support that you have. I love hearing how this resonates with people in their particular stories and situations. And I will be back in a couple of weeks to do your second half of October reading. See you then. Take care.